I didn't hear the beginning of that story, but I'm totally into it.
Oh God, who are you?
This is
Who am I?
This is Fanfiction 10 Theater 9001, and I am Sneaky Devil. Now, I actually was gonna have a prepared, like, 30-second opening of a meme with, like, fun stuff on it, but...
too lazy to do that.
It was really hard to do, and I was lazy. You know, there's stories. There's stories. Anyway, so we got two guest stars tonight. Joining us tonight are Nosehair and Jorp.
Does Nosehair even count as a guest star at this point? He's like the substitute.
Yeah, he basically is the substitute.
I'm the substitutes teacher of the stream. You may now call me Mr. Nosehair.
No.
Okay.
No. Just, no. But, anyway, so I've been on Jorp's stream before, and I felt it was only right to allow him to come onto mine and suffer with us.
You mean because we had no one else, and we needed a body to fill air?
No,
Well, hey,
of course not!
Personally, I appreciate the charity, sir.
So, tonight's fanfiction will be randomly selected from the long list of additional fanfictions I have recently acquired, thanks to good old Zexels and his new fanfiction finding program. Oh God,
Honestly, I'm not sure if the quality's gone up or down with that thing.
It really just depends on who you're asking.
It's really hit and miss. It's really hit and miss. Let's go with this one. Ruby and Worm, how do you feel about that?
I feel it's gonna be terrible.
Oh, it is.
Did you ever?
I mean, it's Ruby, so it's going to be terrible by default.
Oh.
Did you ever link that one decent Warhammer 40k Ruby one with the word bearer?
Yes, yeah, for those we cherish.
Ah, that's what it was. Okay, because I gotta read that.
Yeah, that was good. That was damn
Because look,
good.
I've been reading the Comics Arcane books. I fully admit that because it's great. They have anthologies now.
Hold on. We already read that one actually, so you guys get. Oh, here we go. Naruto Bleach starting off strong with two of the big three.
Naruto and Bleach, I'm into it.
Yeah, don't you?
I mean,
have you ever wondered what it's like to cross those two?
No, but
it's such
here we
an
are.
original idea, right?
Exactly.
I didn't know what those two.
Exactly.
You got your shonen in my shonen.
Hello, yes,
or
I am
less.
shonen trash.
All right, so as always,
What's that? You want to cross Gundam, Build Divers, and Bleach?
No.
As always, the links are in the Discord, and do not contact the authors in any shape or format, because, you know, that'd be harassment under Twitch's guidelines. And we don't want to upset Papa Twitch, do we? He'll take the belt
because
out.
we've actually made money, so...
He'll take out the belt.
Does anyone have a link to the Twitch TOS?
Yes.
Here is the Twitch TOS.
We reference them frequently.
I've actually
Give us
gone
money.
over it on stream.
Oh, no, you're fine. I know the TOS.
Yeah. No, it's funny because what's-his-face actually got, the quartering. Got banned on YouTube, I think, temporarily for posting the Twitch TOS. Or some shit
Really?
like that. Yeah.
Well, YouTube and Twitch are kind of not happy with each other currently.
But, anyway.
You mean ever?
Well, I mean, they're direct competitors. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well, I mean, there was that one
Well,
time where they
especially
did
because
allow
here's
that
the
shit.
thing, right? Like, if you stream on Twitch, you can upload it to YouTube and make double the money for work.
God damn it, my chat's broken again and wasn't displaying the large amount of...
The chat is always broken.
I just like seeing my name flash across the screen with that 100 bits.
God damn, you know, it's so frustrating.
Hey, we were nice enough to drag you over here. Drag your audience on in.
Yeah, you bring all 10 of your guys in here. Let's do this.
Yeah. I'll post up a little
double our numbers, Sneaky.
a little good
I
time.
cannot for the life of me see what the chat is even saying. Ruby and Worm stream, Bleach Shippuden, we will see Jorp, something, I can't read that.
Well, we know you can't read in general, so...
Well, but the text is like super small on my OBS because I have studio mode.
Why?
Because I actually have transitions and shit. Alright, so
right.
let's get started. What happens when two popular anime worlds clash? Aizen and Madara have conjured a series conjured.
This is the most vanilla-sounding crossover for these two I've ever heard.
Abracadabra! Fusion to commence!
Listen here, we've read some extreme idiocy on this show, but you're gonna have to be a lot more creative than that to get
I
my
love how
attention.
the author just straight up admits it though, like, oh yeah, no, they completely pull it out of their ass. They just conjured up a reason as to why this happens.
I mean, to be fair, some of the stories that we've come up with are pretty ass-pull.
That forces the Soul Society and the Shinobi to clash with each other and create a huge-scale war between worlds.
You know what? This sounds like a fighting game story, and I'm actually kind of okay with that.
This sounds like the Pain arc from Naruto.
1.8 million words, 68 chapters, 68 chapters, 384 favorites.
That's a
I
lot
hope
of
you
words.
brought some coffee.
Ooh.
Oh no, we don't read the whole thing here.
Yeah, no, here on
No,
Fanfiction,
we usually just
only
read
the
one
first
chapter because we're unattentive as fuck.
Well, the reason why we also only read the first chapter is actually more to my point of, well, not just saving time. It's also more to my point where the first chapter is supposed to be the hook of your story. It's supposed to be the reason why people keep reading it. And if I could sit here and go, I hate your story just by reading your first chapter, you have fucked up.
No, I mean, it makes sense, definitely.
Or if you can't keep our interest in the first chapter, you're not worth our time.
That too. That's
Barring some exceptions.
Well, look, I'm very interested in knowing what happens in this war between worlds.
Oh my god, no, there was one that tried to do...
Sneaky, I can't tell if the new guy's shitposting or not.
He's shitposting. Like I
Good.
said, he's basically me, but successful, with no dark backstory.
No, I'm serious though. I want to know what happens.
Yeah, no, like I said, there's someone actually tried to do remember the Rubyverse crossover with IRL? Where the entirety of Remnant appeared on Earth in the Pacific Ocean?
Oh, yeah, that piece of shit.
Didn't we mention never to talk about that ever again?
I mean, there's a bunch we said we'd never talk about, but we talk about for content.
Gotta get those sweet Twitch views.
The neutral good version of Sneaky.
I'm curious how that holds up in the optics, actually.
Excellently. Now everyone knows
Okay.
here I am chaotic evil.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
We have the chaotic evil, which is Sneaky. We have lawful neutral, which is Atin. And then we have
lawful good, which is Max.
I guess I could be just chaotic.
You're chaotic good.
Yes.
Or you say Max is Saint Lawful.
Saint lawful. Yes.
He's advanced beyond lawful good.
This is not good. This is advanced good.
Actually, I'd say I'm true neutral, I guess.
One cannot quantify the evil of Sneaky.
I'm okay with neutral good. Am I a harem protagonist? No, I'm a married man. To keep with the Twitch TOS, I woohoo with the same woman every night.
Indeed.
But you're married? What are you doing on this stream?
Living the life.
Exactly. Anyway, so, Bleach Shippuden prologue. By the way, that's what this is called, Bleach Shippuden.
Jesus Christ.
Yamato Assassin, Attack of Tailed Beast.
Sneaky, can we rack like 10,000 on there just for the least original title we've ever had on the show? And that's
Again, this
Well,
is basically a fighting game story. I don't think it's going to be original. I think it's just going to be
Let me
vanilla.
change the sin counter to properly reflect the disgust I have for this fic.
Okay, this guy fucking toggled.
Sin. There we go. There we go. Hold on, let me fix that a little bit. And
Don't forget, by the way, this is told in third-person POV.
Oh, of course. There. That's the new sin count.
honestly, third-person POV is one of the least
Hi,
simple
Albie.
things we've had on this show. Did Sneaky have the joy of telling you about the 7,000 anal fissures?
Oh,
No.
God. So we encountered a Harry Potter story once upon a time.
Was it? It was like on our 4th or 5th episode, wasn't
No,
it?
this was like maybe episode 20. This was a Harry
I thought it was
Potter
earlier than
story
that, but whatever.
in which the author wanted to ship Harry Potter and Snape, but also have Snape act as Harry's surrogate father. And,
Okay, you've got my attention.
Right, so how they plotted this out was that the Dursleys raped and beat Harry Potter every single night for several hours.
That's a common theme in the Harry Potter universe, my friend.
And so one night, Snape... one night, Harry triggered and turned into a small kitten, which then escaped.
No, he turned into a cat boy.
No, he turned into a kitten, which Snape then found, and then tried to reverse the animagus process. But by doing that, because it was a wild magic transformation, he turned into a small cat boy. And then
he rolled low on the wild
I
magic.
think I can be forgiven for trying to forget as much of the plot as possible.
I don't think turning him into a catboy was an accident.
See, this is why I despise my edict memory for just written work in general.
Do you mean... You said edict.
What's that? You know the word I'm trying to say.
I know the word you're trying to say.
Look, I have been
is it
drinking
eidetic?
since 3 p.m.
I think so.
So wait, did he have sex with Harry Potter the catboy or Harry Potter the boy?
Wait for it. So then it progresses in where he does a magical diagnosis spell that reads out like a GUI of a video game. You know? It's like, these are the following injuries, and he has like more broken bones in his body than there are bones. And like,
then how the fuck is he walking?
Both lungs are...
we asked that!
Both lungs are shredded, he doesn't have a heart, and the best part was that he had 323 anal fissures, which we calculated out using the medical diagnosis term for anal fissure. He actually had more anal fissures in square inches than he actually had intestine to fissure.
So what I'm hearing is he tried to play Fatal.
Eidetic. Sure.
Oh, right, I forgot. No one actually knows what that meme is.
No. And then Snape heals him up and raises him as his son out of pity. And then they fall in love at the age of 10 for Harry. And Snape has sex with the 10-year-old catboy Harry.
So did you follow the author of the story, like, to find out what terrible daddy issues they were dealing with, or just...
Well, I'm fairly certain everyone in the Harry Potter fandom just has daddy issues in general.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
There is some really, really messed up shit in the Harry Potter fandom that makes its way on... Like, don't get me wrong, it's for every single fandom there is. But, like, Fanfiction.net, for some reason, has a high concentration of it.
A high concentration of autism per square inch.
Like that one other Harry Potter story that I know we're avoiding reading this one with is the one where Harry turns into a panther after being raped by Aunt Marge's dog because it got sold into sex slavery.
Jesus, that fucking one.
Oh,
And
Jesus Christ,
he turns into a panther and then eats and kills the Dursleys and then finds Fleur and has sex with Fleur while a panther. And Fleur's 10.
And Fleur is super into it, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the animal transformation sex seems to be a hot topic these days.
I mean, you know, fucking
I mean, you
furries,
could literally
man.
go to Hot Topic and find a t-shirt like that.
Fucking furries.
Yes, that is.
I'm an
the
adult.
problem.
I haven't been
They
to a hot
have
topic
children.
in about 10 years.
Sorry.
Anyway, so let's actually get into this garbage heap.
Oh, God, let's not.
The idea was inspired by Naruto vs. Bleach, and me being fan of both series, and not to mention reading fanfiction by my friend, Dragon Inshin Hero 20. I figure I write crossover
we'll take a look at your friend's garbage at some other day. Don't you worry, author.
Like series of these two animes and make neutral series called Bleach Shippuden. The storyline crosses over shortly after a Rancor invasion between episodes 17 and 125 of Bleach, and the very beginning of Naruto Shippuden. It's actually sort of an AU fanfic, lol. So I do want to mention that probably the funniest wiki bombing I've ever seen was when somebody changed Naruto Shippuden to Naruto Shit Puden, and and just added a bunch of Uchiha Sharingan references as well everywhere across the wiki page. And I was just like, well done, sir. You have rescued this wiki page. Don't fuck furries, shoot them.
Look, I'm not going to advocate violence, but I am going to advocate abstinence.
Suffer not the furry to live.
I can't advocate violence, of course not. I actually have to advocate against it here on this channel. But if I conveniently never hear about anything you do, you know, that's on you.
Now you have to advocate against it. Do we have to advocate against it?
Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Yes.
technically
Damn it.
speaking, yeah.
All right.
Twitch terms of service
Unless it's
dictates
violence
that-
against other members of the show.
Twitch terms of service dictates that we can't advocate.
Oh
killing
yeah, that's why I added this immediately to the fanfiction section. Oh. Oh no, the walls of text.
Oof. They do not understand formatting.
No.
people. What's formatting? What's
No, they
that
understand
means?
formatting better than some of the people we see on this show.
Yeah, no, they actually do have, like, non-walls of text sections, which is surprising. Soul Society, blah blah blah, last month, Sosuke Aizen. Blah 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 blah, defection, blah 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 blah, canon, blah blah blah. The events led to the recent chaos of Friday, May 11th, 2001, 7 p.m. in Karakura Town, when 15-year-old student of Karakura High School, Ichigo Kurosaki, was attacked by Hollow, and Rukia Kuchiki was seriously injured in a fight. And blah blah blah, I'm just reiterating canon, but for some reason, adding really excessively long dates to it to make it look like I somehow paid more attention than everyone else. And blah 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 canon, blah 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 canon. Blah blah canon, 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 canon. I'm reiterating canon. Canon, 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 canon. Reiterating canon.
Like, for crying out loud, even when Max and I did our terrible shit post of a Ruby story, whenever we had to copy dialogue word from canon, we at least made sure to change it up a little bit.
I would
This
not
is how you
read...
get that 1 million word count.
Alright, so Albie, I would not read any of your sexually explicit fanfiction of Jorp times Lampshade, but if it was you have a non-sexual version, I would definitely read it here. Maybe even have Lamp and Jorp on at the same time, so they can enjoy it as well.
Yeah, just have me rub the top of his bald head instead of the bottom of his bald head.
Exactly. Yeah, also I do report everything that is rule-breaking on fanfiction.net. Even stories I like, I'll still report them if they're going to break the rules. Consistency. You know?
Narc.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Look,
my
when
job
you
for
see
4
as much
years.
child porn pop up as we have.
You had
get
a
little
job as a
tired.
narc for 4 years?
Yeah.
No, a lot more than 4, actually.
No, I worked from freshman year in high school to senior year in high school.
Well, yeah, but then you worked for the federal government.
Okay, but at that point I was working for the federal government as a call service representative. I wasn't, you know...
You could have just set everything to the empty bin. But no, you chose to pass it all on.
Well, yeah. Because all my calls
I mean,
are
no,
recorded.
look, deep down, I support cleaning up the degeneracy on fanfiction.net because you can find some real nasty shit.
Dude, I want to purge.
We
so
know.
many people.
We know.
There is
We've
so
been
many
doing this for
people I just
almost-
want to absolutely purge. Oh my god. There is so many fanfiction authors I wish I could gather in like a stadium and just like all the stadium doors lock and only one person's allowed to leave.
In
Going
a
on luck,
game of
American
Minecraft,
would
you mean?
win.
Of course, a game of Minecraft, obviously.
Yeah, there's a streamer I watch, and to get around that, they use fun terms like peacefully sunsetting in lieu of other terms that might sound a little more violent.
No, see, I just like to help people onto the eternal sleeping. You know, it's really, a really comfy eternal sleep.
Yo, I'm down for the eternal napping.
If you clean up the degeneracy, then where will I go? I mean, you're still here. I'm not cleaning it off of Twitch. That's Twitch's problem.
We're just talking about fanfiction.net.
Fanfiction authors should game end themselves.
Go commit and die.
Go commit and die. No, that's still a little bit too close to being unfriendly. No, I really think we should help all these very disturbed people. They should definitely be very much helped. They should be given nice little rooms where they can have soft cushions everywhere to, you know, really relax them. And make sure they're always hugging themselves too. That's a definite necessity.
Hey, sometimes I hug myself. Sometimes you just get lonely.
Yeah, but like we need to give them clothing that helps them do that because, you know, they really have a traumatic past and they should
You
be
know,
helped.
clothing with ties on it and zippers and the inability to move their arms.
Yeah, they really have to be helped. You know, they're very traumatized people. Go commit toaster bath.
I was a fan of Go Commit neck rope personally.
Go commit enlivened. Control Alt Stop Life.
Control Alt Stop Life.
Please go board a Space Hulk with no weaponry.
Well, that'll work perfectly. What are you talking about? Just be prepared to.
Oh,
turn
Isley.
into a Chaos Marine.
Ooh, you know, can't make pulse jokes, guys. Remember, can't make pulse jokes.
I don't know this lore.
Now?
Does that include pulse-based munitions?
Because, you know,
Brother,
Pulse-
I am pinned.
the Pulse nightclub shooting.
Oh, in Orlando.
Right, yeah.
No, I forgot about that.
Where
This
the
is
gay
America.
Muslim went
There's
in
another
and
mass shooting every week.
yeah, but this one's important because it had a gay Muslim do it. You know, he held the high score in the U.S. for a while.
Please stop before you get us banned, you goddamn idiot.
Look, I'm just saying that if you're gonna do it, make sure you have the high score.
I welcome the kiss of our Twitch page being deleted.
I mean, I was told he was a half-white, non-religiously affiliated, disturbed individual.
For fuck's sake.
Please shut up, both of you.
Okay.
Going to get us banned.
Stop it!
And you were dumb enough to use your Twitch name, so Twitch will come down on you too.
I've been asking for it for a while, personally, but I'm not going to do anything to you
He
guys.
has been. No, I to be fair, I did go on his show and we said some pretty spicy shit on his show.
I've been on a mad quest for about a year and a half to find out what will make YouTube or Twitch demonetize me, and so far, to their credit, the buck has not stopped.
Okay, for some reason, apparently posting about fan fiction gets me demonetized on YouTube. I don't know.
You don't have the right optics.
Apparently. Anyway, so, blah, 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 still looks to be mostly canon. Iran cars began... No, there's a threat that lurks in the shadows. A threat that is neither Shingami nor an Iran car, but easily as powerful as either. Rakanagi Guy, District 79, Kusajishi.
Please, God in heaven, man. Do you have to do it as poorly as you possibly can?
I mean, that's kind of the appeal of the stream sometimes.
A mysterious woman shows up within town from a garganta, that is Spanish for throat, wearing an orange clip in her short mint green hair that matched her eye color, which also happens to be orange. She is wearing a short sleeve blah 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 blah. Fu is here to destroy Soul Society. Lord Eisen would be proud of me once Fu conquer this place, said mysterious woman. What?
The worst part is he wasn't even taking words out there.
She's not just a young woman, she's the young women.
The young women, apparently she multiplied, walks
No,
into...
sneaky. Clearly she's a collective headspace.
She identifies as multiple people. The young women walk into bar where there are hundreds of thugs playing cards. Jesus Christ, how large is this bar?
The fire marshal is here immediately.
It's as large as a D&D. It's as large as a D&D bar. Everyone's off in the corner by themselves.
They're all playing solitaire.
All 700 people are off in their own corner of the bar playing solitaire.
Solitaire corners.
The bar makes excellent space of walls to generate as many corners as possible.
Apparently this bar is filled with male feminists too, just read on.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Drinking beer and see the woman wearing the fairly skimpy outfit, and the mysterious woman is suddenly surrounded by 100 thugs around.
Just immediately.
I didn't realize Fu was that fat that 100 people could surround her.
Imagine like a line like out the door of just people like desperately trying to circle this poor woman.
Fine ass you got there, honey! Exclamation point! Murmured one thug.
He murmured it very loudly.
He just shouted a murmur.
Like, fine ass you got there, honey.
It's as large as the inside of the bullhead.
You should never have had Max do that math, ever.
So basically what happened in one of our fics is, that we were reading, is that he had someone who is 8 feet tall swing around a 10-foot greatsword in what was effectively an attack helicopter. And we left a comment that that's not physically possible. And the author responded, which, by the way, we also provided all the math that calculated out how much volume of open space there was inside this vehicle. Thank you, Max Force. And the author responded with, "Bullheads are as large as I want them to be."
You can't argue with that.
I mean, we can. We have math. You can't argue with math, motherfucker. It's math.
Fuck your math.
Well, no, because the problem is he was using a very specific flying vehicle that was already canonized in size.
No, it wasn't. That was the problem, remember? That's why we had to compare. That's why we had to do the math with shipping containers.
But the problem is that we use that vehicle as the comparison vehicle for the shipping container.
Yeah.
So that was the canon size of it. And he used that specific vehicle for the fight. And it was just like, you could probably have gotten away with saying that if it wasn't literally the only vehicle we know the size of.
See, he just never expected anyone to come along with the power of math.
Well, I mean, Pedro says facts don't care about your feelings, so welcome to 2018, boys.
No,
You're just like,
don't you
what's your
know
plan
it's
now?
current year plus 5?
What's your plan now? I don't know. I never thought I'd get this far.
Honestly, though. "Hand us the goods, honey," shouted the second thug. What?
Read that again, please.
You said something about that traitorous homo, Ison.
Did we miss a line somewhere in here where she responds?
One more time for the people in the back, please.
You said something about that traitorous homo, Ison. So a third thug grabs the girl and gropes her, but she punches the pervert in the face. Not a bad punch, little girl, but you would need more than Need more than to take us out, said a balding, fat, middle-aged thug.
So it is a male feminist.
Yeah.
I know I made the joke earlier about edgelord D&D players, but come on.
Just take off the top of yours, said a creepy mohawk guy holding a knife.
Excuse me. Why are you saying it's a creepy mohawk guy? Everyone I've known with a mohawk has been pretty chill.
Fu don't like perverts. Fu replied, throws black dagger, hitting neck of balding middle-aged guy, killing the man. More thugs come at her. Oh boy, an Assassin's Creed combat sequence.
Wait. Now I don't know Fu from the Naruto series. Does she normally talk in third person? Like, is that precedent, or is this just bad writing?
The only time she ever talked was in the filler, and it depends on whether you watch the English or the Japanese English sub versions, because the Japanese English sub version had Fu talking in third person, but not like retarded, I don't know how to speak the language third person, but just like third person.
I choose to speak in third person.
She sounds like she comes from the Donga tribe right here.
Yeah, no, she doesn't talk like that. She just talks in, Fu thinks this is dumb. Instead of I think this is dumb, She's not like, Fu think dumb.
Fu think is dumb.
Fu no like pervert. Fu smash. Like I said, I don't remember her having any canonical lines in non-filler.
Sneaky, how far back do I have to go to find that 40K story?
What do you mean? How far back do you have to go?
Like, how far back in the chat, the fanfiction chat?
I mean, just type into the search bar, cherish.
They said Aura King posted something spicy in the fanfiction channel. It's a comment thread, but I don't know if it's that comment thread you're looking for.
Oh no, is it the comment thread using Sneaky sound as a voiceover for this? Oddly fitting. What are you?
It just pulls up a bunch of nonsense from nose hair.
What the fuck?
The fanfiction section. Sneaky, holy shit, I found a triggered as fuck person.
What did I do now? Sorry? No, seriously, what did I do?
The hell? No, he's just memeing on you. Apparently this person...
no, in the fanfiction channel, not the FFCT9K one.
What the hell was posted? No, in the fanfiction section. Not Fict9K. What the fuck?
Oh, hey, it's a teenager ranting about how their mom won't let them watch anime.
Just watch anime, kid!
What the
Well, see, this was back probably in, like, 2003 or 2004 or some
anyway,
shit.
we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
Anime
was very hard to watch back then.
For those we cherish.
No, it wasn't! I grew up in the ultra-conservative Christian town, and I got away with it just fine.
For those we cherish is
it's harder to watch than now.
Dead story, Ruby 40k crossover of like 80k words or something. Really good Space Marine lands on Remnant story. Yeah, for those.
Oh yeah, did we read that? I think we covered that one.
No, we never read that one because it was excellent and also dead.
Ah.
Anyway, take this, bitch! A thug comes at the woman, but she effortlessly breaks his blade and twists the guy's girl is surrounded by them. However, her spiritual power greatly rises and they are all weighed down? What? But she effortlessly breaks his blade and twists the guy's girl is surrounded by them. However, her spiritual power greatly rises and they are all weighed down.
Yeah, like she's exerting like some kind of like aura pressure, I'm imagining, and like it's
I
affecting
get
the
that
gravity.
part, but I'm just really confused about how this sentence even do.
I'm really confused on how this sentence even do.
Every good Warhammer story dies. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, you aren't wrong, Arn. A lot of bad Warhammer stories exist, and they're the only ones that exist because all the good ones die. Because it's
actually,
really
hold
hard
on a
to
second.
write a good Warhammer story.
Here's the thing. Most fanfictions of Warhammer are better than we get from the actual fucking devs.
Yeah.
But that's not because they're good stories, it's because the devs of Warhammer are fucking incompetent.
Yeah, they're pretty up their own ass.
Although, to be fair, this is coming from someone who's been playing Warhammer since, like, 2000, so take that with a grain of salt.
I mean,
Because
some of the more recent stuff has been okay.
No, it has not been okay. Stop kidding yourself.
They literally just put out a new Caiaphas Cain book. Go fuck yourself.
Oh,
Anyway,
they did? Okay, never mind.
Meanwhile, in a different universe where we're not reading this... sorry, I missed a line. Fu will crush all that stand in way of Lord Izan, Fu stated as she creates huge explosion from her Ratsu waves that could be detected by Spiritual Wave Measurement Lab over 50 miles away. Meanwhile, at the Spiritual Wave Measurement Lab, a blast within Kuragayashi District. 3 people monitor the computers. One of them is tall man and blah 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 canon blah 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 describing stuff. Oh no! Ryoka loose in Rukangaga and I. Right, Akan. Something odd about Ryatsu. It's a Ryatsu of hollow and living human. Oh my god, numbers! Big numbers! Exclamation point! Why do they put a space before every exclamation point? What?
No, I was curious about that earlier. I don't know where they possibly learned that or what, like, middle school typography class they're in.
That's what I say all the time, because I know this person's from America. I'm pretty sure, at least. Yeah, American, yeah. Wait. Age 25?
Oof.
No!
Oh,
No.
they're Puerto Rican. That explains why they don't know English.
Oof.
But it's just like, it's consistently almost, with every single punctuation mark, they have a space. And this is something that I just get so frustrated about, because it is, one time you have a space there, it's a fuck up. Twice, maybe if you're writing a long story. 3 times, still like, okay, understandable, with a lot of words.
It's not consistent though. It seems to be only during dialogue because look at like the regular sentences.
Right here, it's doing it. Like it's less consistent when it's non-dialogue, but still it happens in non-dialogue, just not as often. But consistently in the dialogue, almost guaranteed to just fuck up the grammar completely. And this is what I get confused about, because it's like, what have you read? Like, you've never read a newspaper before. You've never read a web site before. You've never read dialogue or book. But I mean, look, not a lot of people read books these days, so I'm kind of just trying to,
Speaking of, Fahrenheit 451 got made into a movie, and that makes me completely rationally upset.
Yeah, that's understandable.
That happened a while ago.
I know, but it showed up in my store, and I got angry about it all over again.
Yeah, but it's kind of goes against the whole idea about the book.
Remember when the schools tried to ban Fahrenheit 451?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because, offensive content.
How is it offensive content?
Remember the time that the schools banned Harry Potter because it promoted witchcraft?
Those were good days.
It's still banned.
I know. And then all the librarians were like, well, we can't check out the book, But if you just so happen to pick up my copy on the desk here...
We can't check it out, but we still have it because, reasons.
Well, no, because technically the school was not allowed to carry it, but the librarians would just bring in their, quote, own copy, end quote.
I mean, it's an incredibly important piece of literature, and there are like distinct lessons to be gleaned from it that the idea of censorship directly counteracts.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Harry Potter, not...
Oh, no, Fahrenheit 451, not Harry Potter.
Well, I mean, Harry Potter actually does carry some shit in it, too. Don't trust the government. Adults can be incompetent as children. Children are incompetent. Public mood is fickle. Actually good lessons to remember. Don't follow the crowd. Just
anyone without a nose is the devil.
Yeah, nose man bad.
Nose hair's mad about that. Just because someone seems crazy doesn't mean they are. Because you're nose hair, and you can't have nose hair if you don't have a nose.
Exactly. That means Voldemort's the devil.
Exactly.
He does not have nose hair, therefore he is the devil himself.
He's outside the reach of your powers, old man.
Like, there's a lot of actual lessons to be learned from Harry Potter.
Is why we carry the Muggle weapons.
None of them are what J.K. Rowling thinks you're supposed to learn from Harry Potter.
Yes. And
Pro Juden. I'm not sure what Isley meant to write there.
Do I need to call someone Isley on you?
Do we need to attack their life points directly?
It's called attacking his bank account directly, my dude.
No, I'll attack his life points directly, or her life points directly. You can attack their bank account while they're distracted.
I shall use my powers.
They had goblins, so maybe anti-Juden.
Don't give me that size, Zach. He started it.
Meanwhile, in a different place. Hey guys, hello. Well, I'm just checking on my good friends. Come drink with us. Okay, and he drank with them. You shouldn't be drinking. I'm fine. Damn it, don't drink sake. Nope, I'm good. Not again, he's bleeding again. We have to get you to a medic. Oh wow, that was a riveting scene.
Truly, I am so enthralled by the, what were we doing again?
I'm not apparently reading about people drinking.
Well, if I'm gonna do that, I'll just, watch a live feed of nose hair.
Oi.
Or you.
That's fair. Harry Potter would accept refugees. That's what Rowling said. Look, Rowling thought...
Well, Harry Potter isn't a member of the goddamn government, now is he?
No, he's not.
I mean, by the end of the book, she is.
Look, J.K. Rowling is the sort of person who made her name J.K. Rowling because she thought people wouldn't buy books from a woman.
Wasn't she a heroin addict before she wrote Harry Potter?
Yes. Probably.
Yes. It explains some of the writing in the book.
I've legitimately read this before.
Yeah, no, but no, she was an actual feminist before she wrote the books, and she changed her publishing name to make it look like she wasn't a woman because she thought not the parents, by the way. This is not so the parents thought it was a man writing the book. She changed her publishing name so the 10-year-olds she was writing for would read her book. Because little boys wouldn't read a book written by a woman.
You're damn right.
Implying that little boys even cared what the author's name was unless it was something funny.
I was just saying, listen here, I got news for you. When I was reading books as a young boy, I literally paid no attention to who the author was. I was like, oh, I like this series.
Yeah,
that was all I cared about.
Well,
even now, I still
this is R.L. Stein or this is not R.L. Stein.
No, I would say sometimes you don't want to read as a kid. You might not read books by a girl author, mostly because of Judgment on the Playground.
No, nobody cared.
Yeah, I cared about.
I don't know what school you went to, Ricky, but the other boys cared more about the fact that a read books in the first place than the names of the books. Like, they just saw paper in my hands and were like, oh man, this guy's fucking weird.
No, but for real,
that's New Jersey.
he's correct. And Illinois. And
Well,
I can, from multiple friends all across the states, probably about 30 of the states in the United States, you moron.
Well, Massachusetts was weird then.
Look, there's a reason why we call Massachusetts massholes.
Because you're all horrible bigots.
Listen here. It's better than Chicago.
I have been... Excuse me?
Look, the only name I remember before high school, in terms of authors, was Lemony Snicket, and that's because I found the name funny.
Like, one of my favorite series of all time, Ranger's Apprentice. I don't even remember who wrote that. I love the books. I can tell you about the books. Be damned if I could tell you who wrote it.
Are they still going on?
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember reading the books and liking them, but I can't even remember who the fuck wrote them.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have one of them sitting on my shelf.
Oh, no.
Meanwhile, at Cemetery...
John Flanagan.
Who?
Well, John, I may finally remember your name. Probably
No,
not.
you won't. Meanwhile, at Cemetery, Sajin was mourning Hisagi of Tosin dead friend. It's 6:45 p.m. Friend of Tosin, whose name I do not know. Don't worry, Tosin will know truth someday. Sajin said to
she's been
dead
saying
friend.
her name!
Sajin said to dead friend over her grave. Wait, if there's a gravestone, then shouldn't you know the name?
Maybe it's like an unmarked grave.
It's been a month since Tosin left us, and over a week since Bounce invasion ended. Wait, weren't the Bounce?
The Bount arc was a filler arc that only appeared in the anime. It did not appear in the manga of Bleach, and they had spent like 20 episodes fighting these creatures called the Bount.
Oh yeah, I remember that stupid arc.
That
the
explains
only
why I don't
filler
know
arc
that.
I ever actually enjoyed. I'll give him
Was that
pretty good.
the arc with the like possession flower that would shoot into people?
I don't remember.
But yeah, like I said, the only arc I remember the Zanpakuto arc. That was actually an okay filler arc.
Like that, the only reason why I even remember that arc at all is because I was just like, what the hell is going on? Because it was like, Rukia got shot with this like flower, and then it like bloomed over her heart, and she's like, oh my god, I'm gonna kill Orihime because the flower is in my body and soul.
Well, what
like,
this does, though, what this
what?
does, it tells you something very interesting about the author of this fic, because they reference the Bount invasion, which is anime only. Therefore, you understand they don't read the manga, because if they had and they were familiar with both, they'd likely use the manga as canon.
That's a good point.
Read the manga, you fucking pleb.
Look, you don't always have to read the manga, but don't ever mention a filler arc.
Yeah, no, you don't have to. It gets to show the level of education on a series.
No, read the manga.
Filler arcs are usually pretty iffy, and I dislike it when people try and point to them as an explanation as to why they believe XYZ in the canon. Because usually
I'm like, they
arcs,
literally exist because they aren't caught up with the source material.
Well, not only that, filler arcs are typically not written by the original author. Typically, it's people they either outsource to, or his apprentices, or, you know, just generally not the author is
I think a couple times it's been his mistress.
Like, specifically with Naruto, there was a lot of filler arcs, and I think
Oh, don't even get me started on...
Well, I mean, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that Game of Thrones is about to become fan fiction.
That's
literally fan fiction.
But the only thing that Kishimoto ever actually wrote in terms of non-Naruto and Naruto Shippuden canon that ended up being considered canon was the Naruto the Last. That is the only movie/filler arc that he actually had a hand in, and it's considered canon because he said so. But yeah, so filler arcs typically should not be taken as any form of commentary on the series itself.
No, don't even get me started on fucking One Piece filler. Jesus Christ.
Dude, there's like 9,000 episodes of One Piece now. When are they
There's
gonna
actually-
find the end of the line?
Oh,
Never.
they're only halfway through, and it's like 1,300 chapters.
What are they gonna circumnavigate the globe? And it's like, oh, if only we had turned left when we started.
Yes. You figured it out.
Sneaky. What no one ever told them was the Grand Line is actually a video game. It's conditional triggers.
It's
You have to go to
procedurally
the
generated
one specific point
islands.
on the map.
Tenchi makes a good point in your chat, though. Some filler episodes are nice, and they can be fun. The problem is they
no,
run
yeah, no.
We're not bashing filler.
Yeah.
We're just saying.
No. My problem is they run on a formula, which is none of the
Yeah.
principal characters are ever going to be hurt, and every character introduced is going to die.
And
Well,
nothing
not
can
only
ever
that,
matter.
well, or not die, but just disappear when it's over. It's just
Yeah,
like
pretty
one
much
of the
die
Naruto
for
filler.
story
At
purposes.
least I think it was the first Bleach movie. They literally had them destroy themselves out of everybody's memory at the end of it, and I was like, well, at least they're kind of aware of.
Like, some of my
Just kinda
favorite
fuck-
shit, which, to be fair, there is a lot of Naruto filler that it is passable, and it is used quite commonly because more people for Naruto's harem.
I just got the image of Luffy fucking backwards long jumping through the Grand Line. It's that fucking backwards long jump shit. What the fuck?
Backwards
What?
long jump? What the fuck are you smoking, boy?
Didn't that One
Mario
Piece author
64.
still says he has 9 years of material left? I'm sure he does, considering all he has to do is take it to a dart and go to a whiteboard and be like, Luffy goes to whap, bomb, whap, pie,
This is-
whap, turtles. That's actually how he writes the next arc. Is he?
No, but Sneaky, and then you forgot the wheel of character development.
Oh yes, of course.
I'm
And
not
the
familiar
main
with this
character
wheel.
of this arc will be spins the wheel. Wait, Hanzo?
Yes.
I mean, you're not far off, actually.
Crossover event.
Weirdly enough, you're not that far off.
I think it'd be hilarious if the guy just said, fuck it, I give up, and just started doing crossover. Nothing will make you people hate me enough to let me quit this job.
Tries to get fired.
I mean, from what we've heard, he actually really likes writing One Piece, so
Yeah,
I don't know
well.
about that one.
Like I said, it's really easy when people will just accept literally anything. Like the entire world being flat and apparently in a singular line. Like there's no like anywhere else you can go. There's no circumnavigation. The entire world is literally just flat and a straight line.
What series is that?
One Piece.
One Piece.
No. No, that's not how it works.
That's definitely how it works.
There's Okay, you clearly didn't read it. All right.
I've never seen or read it, so I can't comment.
Yeah. All right. We're done talking.
Look,
about
the
it.
only thing
Moving
I know
on.
about One Piece is that the kids WB version had a sick opening intro.
I don't like to talk about that intro too much, but yeah.
Why?
Let's move on. Because
Kids.
it's for kids.
Yeah,
That's
well,
why.
It was an awesome
But
child-friendly.
it was still a really good opening.
For
The only
Four
good thing
Kids has done
WB
some
ever did.
questionable shit.
All I know about Luffy is that he took a bite of gum gum.
Yes. All right. Moving on.
Anyway, blah 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 blah. Yamato is drinking tea at 7 p.m. on September 7th, 2001.
Why do we need to know that?
With Chojuro Sasakibe, his vice captain, while reading a ton of paperwork within living quarters of his own office. All repairs to the Senratai have been done from Bount Captain Commander. Are all Joshiko sealed away for good? Yamato asked Sasakabe. Yes, all of the Bounts were wiped out thanks to Kurosaki and the captains of the Soul Society.
Back when the captains were still allowed to be useful.
Well, I mean, they did all combine together to give Ichigo a soul thrusting.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, right, that was at the
Yeah,
end of
Did you
the...
forget about that?
that's actually the post-epilogue fanfiction. Yeah.
Post-epilogue fan fiction.
Like, well, we all know Bleach ended when Aizen died.
Yes.
Yup.
Nothing else happened afterwards.
No. But,
Nothing.
no.
happened.
The only thing that happened afterwards is Ichigo completed high school, moved on to become a doctor of medical in college, and that's it.
Married Orihime.
Yeah, married Orihime, had 2.3 kids.
The point third of the child was the secret child with Rukia.
Indeed.
And that's who the next series will be based off of.
I would be fine with that.
Their name is Rukichigo.
We go full Kingdom Hearts. It's just fucking...
And he
It's
wants
just
to be the
Ichigo's
king
name.
of Hokages.
It's just Ichigo mixed around and then with there's like a random X in the name.
You guys preferred Ichigo or Hime? I mean, I typically prefer relationships that aren't built off of abuse, so yes.
Orihime has like those childbearing
Hold on.
hips, whereas Rukia just doesn't.
Okay,
Alright,
but
we're
one
not
of them's
discussing-
actually
we are
one of
not
them's
discussing
actually
this.
useful
We are-
in combat.
Yeah, or Hime.
So, well, if I'm gonna wife her up, she doesn't need to be useful in combat. She needs to be useful in the kitchen.
I mean,
Wow.
Orihime literally has an attack that denies your existence. I don't know how you can get better than that.
She also has a literal.
Being willing to fucking use it.
She also has
Yeah,
a
that's
time
fair.
rewind heal.
Yeah.
Like, look, say what you will about Rukia, but at least she understood when to bust out lethal force.
Flipper marked Ichigo times Orihime as a gay relationship.
I'm sorry, what?
Why? Is Orihime
What?
a secret trap? Was this in the post-epilogue fanfiction?
What?
No, I was gonna say, those are some impressively large hits for a trap. Then again, that might explain some of the physics errors with them.
But yeah, I dislike Rukia on the principle of I dislike tsunderes. And like, I know it's like a Japan thing where like the guy says something to the girl and the girl like beats them, and it's just like, that's not really that funny.
I was gonna say, you know what happened to the last person who tried that on me? I punched them in the
Yeah.
face.
Wait, a woman?
And tried it
Yeah,
again.
no, funny story for me too is I had an instance of that where they punched me and they're like, "What are you gonna do? Punch a woman?" And I said yes, and I punched him right in the teeth.
Oof.
The teacher was there and everything. He just laughed his ass off because he's like, "You completely deserved that."
Yeah, no, it was great. My teacher was like, you asked for it.
It's just like, what did you think was going to happen?
No, they took a swing at my nuts, and I was like, bam! Punched him in the face. I'm not having that. I need those.
Oh my god.
I like this Pedro who also hates tsunderes.
Finally, I found someone that also hates them. Why are they so popular? I guess incels. Honestly, I do not know why tsunderes are popular. Look, I
What
have
the fuck is an incel?
involuntary celibates.
Ah.
Yeah, so
I think
basically,
it's legitimately these people who are virgins and they don't have any real interactions with women except for their mothers. So they want a woman who's going to essentially control them around, beat them, abuse them, and give them that sort of relationship they don't have or don't understand.
I mean, at least if she's hitting you, she at least has to acknowledge that you exist.
Isley says if we keep punching women, they'll mistake us for male feminists.
Isley, you're not allowed to talk,
You're not allowed to talk, yeah.
given that you
I
are in fact
honestly
female.
do not understand why tsunderes are popular in either Japan or America. It honestly baffles me. I get it's the whole like she's soon and then she's dere, but it's like I lived with several females that were very soon. It's not fun.
Have you ever
the
had Sour
slightest.
Patch Kids, the candy?
Honestly annoying.
It
First they're
is-
sour, then they're sweet.
Yeah. It like there's me. I'm caustic, but occasionally nice. But I'm not like...
No, you're caustic, and every once in a while, niceness accidentally sneaks out.
But it's not like... You know, I'm not the sort of person that comes down screaming at you because I'm on my period today, and I just want to yell at someone. It's just like, that's... what part of that makes that an attractive relationship?
Well, to what they say, chat, I think Asuka of Evangelion was like the tsundere prime. That was the first one I remember ever appearing in popular media.
Oh no, they existed before.
I'm gonna tell you a dark secret. I never watched Evangelion. I thought it was too edgy.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Perfectly justified.
Evangelion is great when you're 15. It's terrible when you're pushing 30.
Well, we say when you reach that point, you should go watch Gundam. It's at least a little bit less edgy.
Honestly, I was never really into mech anime, and the only reason why I liked Gurren Lagann was because Gurren Lagann. And Trigger.
Okay, let's be real. Gurren Lagann is not a mech anime.
It is absolutely a mech anime. You shut the fuck up.
No, Gurren Lagann is a life story disguised as anime.
I accept this. This is also something I accept. I also never bothered with Code Geass. I'm honestly not interested in mech anime at all, really.
I would say, meanwhile, I watched Code Geass specifically because it had mech.
Though, to be fair, again, I have picked up SSS Gridman because goddamn Trigger.
Well, I mean, it's sort of...
Look, even when they're making borderline porn, it's really entertaining, except for Darling in the Franxx.
Is Code Geass the pedophile one?
Maybe.
I don't know.
No.
Okay, I no. There's one of them where like the girls like turn into tanks or something, but they're all like middle schoolers or something.
I think you're talking about Darling in the Franxx.
No,
Maybe.
no.
That's the one where they're all in real sexual position.
Okay, no. You're talking about the one where they turn into tanks or guns? Because there's...
I didn't know there were that many of them. I'm only thinking of one of them.
Look, Japan really likes little girl fighting.
Anthropomorphizing objects.
Yeah. So there is an anime that I
mean, there's a whole fucking series about turning them into like little boats. So boats.
No, there are multiple.
There are multiple. So there. Little girls showing off their panties.
What? Oh, I know that. I've seen that fucking. I've seen like pictures of that.
Well, okay, no. So there's Girls und Panzer, which is the tank one, which is actually okay. I forget. Sneaky, do you know what the name of the one where they turn into guns is?
Shit, no. I did watch it though.
I'm legitimately concerned that there are so many of these that we don't know which one definitively.
No, I was gonna say the one where they're turned into guns is actually kind of funny.
Yeah, it is mildly amusing, like because they're using a skeleton stock, they wear a thong. It's a little weird because like there's also the middle school and the preschool, and the preschool's like handguns and shit. And
yeah, no, I thought that was actually kind of funny though. And then like I think it was the girl, was it the M14? Or no, it was the M60 who she's huge and massive and she always is like ready to go.
Yeah, she
talks about her massive clip all the time.
It was something. I stopped watching it because I just started getting really disturbed by it. But
like, it starts out as a shit post and then kind of gets creepy.
Yeah. Girls und Panzer is not a pedo show, you liar. Can Cole Collection is the ship one, and that one's pretty meh. Honestly, I don't.
I would say if you want to watch Ship Girls, you should be watching Arpeggio of Blue Steel.
Yes, absolutely, that is the superior one.
It is significantly better version of Ship Girls.
Look,
I'm probably the wrong person to ask too, because I turned off Kill la Kill because I thought that seemed like some weird pedo shit. So
okay, genuinely sit down, watch Kill la Kill, Gurren Lagann. Both of them they're weird as all hell, but they actually tell a really good story.
And they have good animation.
Well, I was gonna say, Gurren Lagann more than
Well, Gurren Lagann is humanity. Fuck yeah, never give up. Always believe in yourself.
No, I have seen Gurren Lagann. I didn't care for it, but I don't have anything against it either.
Oof.
I mean, that's perfectly fine.
Ooh.
I mean, honestly, Kill la Kill is just Shadow the Hedgehog, the anime.
But with lots of tits.
Yeah, there is. Kill la Kill was
A thing.
It was a thing. Yeah, that is the best way to describe
And we can never come back from it.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I had a friend who was like, look, I know it looks like softcore porn, but just try. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, this isn't horrible. And, like, once you get past the first 2 episodes, I think, like, they start actually putting in fight scenes, and those are traditionally...
Arn's like 16,
a fight scene.
Yeah, there. Yeah. No, like, genuinely, the fight scenes are really good.
Well, I mean, it's Gainax who does the animation, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a branch of like old Gainax animators who were like, "Fuck this dark shit," and they just went off and made Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill, Fran X, and Gridman. They're called Trigger now.
Not a good pedigree of anime under their belt.
It's Evangelion weird, but without the dark shit.
I think the only one that universally everybody thinks is a piece of shit is Frank's.
Yeah, Frank's was...
Look, as soon as they had people, like, mounting girls in mech, I was like,
Okay,
nope,
here's the thing, though.
I'm out.
Trigger wasn't fully in charge of that one, because I think it was like a collaboration between multiple studios or some shit. I don't remember exactly.
No, the best collaboration between multiple studios is One Punch Man, hands down.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Well, One Punch Man is solid, though.
Where the fuck is my Evangelion Part 4? I need to know the end.
Did you hear about JoJo Part 5 is coming out?
Yeah, is that the one with the horse race and Jesus and...
No, that's Part 7.
Oh, okay.
Look, the more I hear about JoJo, the less I'm willing to watch any of it.
No, you see, Part 5 is about a young man who wants to become a gangster, so he joins a gang by turning some guy's banana into a gun, and then he shoots himself in the head.
With the banana or with the...
No, he shoots himself with the banana gun.
Oh, okay.
And then also Mario dies.
Oh.
Not helping the case, bud.
So I'm not a major anime fan, but I guess just to answer before we move on from this topic, answer me this: like, how is it that an anime like Goblin Slayer comes out, which is legitimately quality from what I've seen, and triggers the hell out of people, but stuff like Darling in the Franxx exists from a company called Trigger, and nobody says anything.
You want to know why? Because it had the fucking R word in it, rape, and that was like no to everyone on Twitter. Also because Crunchyroll put it as PG instead of PG.
Which was a mistake on... No, that is solely Crunchyroll's fault.
Yes,
that is a complete and utter lack of due diligence.
It was a combination of the edgy rape and then that.
Honestly,
so people looking for a fantasy show got triggered.
Well, no, because I don't know why people weren't angry or over Fran X. I think it was more because everyone who would have been triggered by it simply stopped watching it and lost interest.
Because what I'm getting here is that statutory rape in Japan, A-okay. Actual rape, that's triggering.
Listen, they're really into statutory.
Yeah, they really are. But Goblin Slayer is a great... Oh my god,
listen. No, I don't.
It's pretty good.
I know we rail against this, but the first episode is far and away the worst.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Of what, Franxx or
Goblin Slayer?
I've only seen 2 episodes, but I enjoyed what I saw.
All 4 are out now.
I mean, I just like most of it, honestly.
Honestly, I enjoy Goblin Slayer for the sole fact where it's just like, we're not going to have any sort of subplot bullshit going on here. The guy goes out and kills goblins.
Oh, well, it's interesting the way
what are you talking about? There is totally a subplot. What the fuck are you talking about?
Also, I like it because it touches a special place in my D&D goblin-hating heart.
Indeed.
No, I feel that.
Because I was gonna say it's one of those things. Like at some point, everybody who plays D&D sits down and goes, kobolds and goblins and whatever else you want to think of. Whatever there's dire rats are a way bigger problem than a dragon.
Yeah, they really
Well, yeah, 'cause you prepare for the dragon.
I mean,
Well,
honestly,
not
I'm
only
just
that,
sick, I'm
because-
just sick to death of people trying to go, I'm a good goblin at heart. I'm going to play a goblin character and be a good goblin. It's like, no.
You know, as a lawful good 6th level barbarian berserker, I am okay with that.
No, see, my favorite current 5e character is the Goblin Hulk. So, basically, it's a Goblin Berserker that, becomes the Hulk when he berserks.
Oh.
An Eldritch version of the Hulk.
I like it. I played a modern D&DS campaign where I played a character named Dr. Incurable, who was a doctor who had cancer, but his cancer gave him superpowers, so he hulked out like the Hulk, but it was all tumors that grew on his body.
So he's Deadpool, but the Hulk. God.
So he's a cancer wizard.
Meanwhile, I'm over here playing 5e. I was like, I'm gonna make a warforged. Okay, I'm gonna make him a chef. What? Yeah, he told the gods to go fuck themselves and became a chef because he didn't want to spend his life killing.
And now he
Like
spends his
Gordon
life
Ramsay?
killing.
You say now he only kills things to get ingredients to make amazing food.
Alright, so I'm just
Basically,
going to
he
skip
plays
this,
Monster
'cause
Hunter
this is
to make a
crap.
great salad.
I'm okay with this. I like this.
It was a really fun character to play because it's like, what? Why are you fighting the dragon? I need to know if dragon tastes like chicken.
Also, how does a Warforged even taste test the food?
Oh no! In 5e, Warforged can eat and drink. They don't need to, but they can.
Okay. Business as usual. That's why people come to this stream, Arn. People come to this stream not for bad fanfiction, but for us to absolutely derail with bad fanfiction.
Yes. That is clearly the reason why people come to these streams.
This is the fan fiction of fan fiction.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think in the spirit of that, we should all read some Ruby stuff now because of how fucking awful Season 6 is turning out to be real fast.
I'm still stuck on the idea of like a ton of like
We've only
Honduran
seen one
refugees running
episode.
around Hogwarts.
What?
What? Hold on. Say that again.
We were talking about earlier with J.K. Rowling and
Oh,
Harry
yeah,
Potter
no,
would have let the
no,
refugees in.
we
Just
just-
imagine all these Honduran migrants like rolling up to Hogwarts and running around the castle, breaking all the potions.
There has been an explosion in the southeast wing. Do not go there.
They're
I
throwing
am
rocks
not
at the higher
apologizing for that.
classmen.
What the hell is this?
Can we make a fan fiction about exactly that? What
No.
happened if the migrant caravan went to
No.
Hogwarts?
No.
I know what I'm doing
No.
tonight.
Oh no!
Oh no, what happened?
Some of these stories, I'm just sitting here going, oh god. Alright, this looks like an edgy as shit story. Let's do
I mean, edgy is the best way to go on this fucking stream, apparently.
Goblin migrants who set up banks and steal everyone's shekels. I just read that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And they have like golems standing at the door.
Goblin slayers are not the not Jews, so doesn't really work, guys. Despite the fact that everyone on Twitter is saying like the goblins are a representation of refugees and the Jews.
No, goblins are
Oh no,
no,
you don't seem to understand. Everyone on Twitter just looks for fucking views.
No, you
and
don't
doesn't
understand.
care.
No, nose hair. You don't understand. They're not Jews. They're Muslims. That's why they've got mad. It's because
No, I remember seeing a few Twitter posts about that.
Okay,
like,
I
saying
saw a
it's
lot more
anti-Semitic.
for them being Muslim than Jew because of the whole rape
But
thing.
they aren't. At no point are they ever religious.
well,
They're just marauding assholes.
You see, well, you could say that about Muslims, but you see, Atin,
Stop.
racially coding.
People also just look for people to read their stuff, so they just be as stupid as possible.
Pretty much.
This is why I don't use Twitter.
It's why people
Oh,
shit
God.
post, so people reply to their
Listen,
post.
I used Twitter for one reason. That was to listen to Husky StarCraft. And he's gone, so...
Well, there you go. I mean, I didn't get on Twitter today. I'm trying to share around that hashtag Wall Street Journal kills children. I'm trying to get everybody to retweet that.
Why?
Because they do.
But
I don't want to call it a very quickly. There was a stream that raised $30,000 and donated to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. They're labeled as alt-right, so the Wall Street Journal bullied St. Jude's into refunding the $30,000.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who cares where it, like that like if a fucking
Well, no, you
drug
see
lord
it.
comes up and it's like, my child died from cancer, I wish to donate $10 million to cancer research. They're not going to be like, we can't take that.
Well, yes, they can, because you see, we can't let any form of alt-right money go towards research, because then it might actually
But
look
I'm
like...
talking about a Colombian drug lord here in this hypothetical.
Yes, and
Like,
I'm talking
you
about
don't
calling them
understand.
alt-right.
You don't understand. It's racist.
No, you-
therefore, we
You
should
don't understand.
rail
He got his money through capitalism, therefore he's alt-right.
Look, if a bunch of terminally ill children have to die so we can progress social justice, that's okay.
Well, I mean, it is the left's MO to kill children, so I mean, just saying.
Metal Gear 2 was right all along. Holy shit. I want to fucking die. Fuck.
Hey, don't forget Metal Gear Rising.
No, Metal Gear 2 was right. So was Metal Gear Rising, and possibly in the future, Metal Gear 4. I don't even know what the fuck is going on
Look,
anymore.
I'm just waiting for Metal Gear 4 to happen, because look, sign me
We
up.
can't accept the fact that racists might want to actually help children? No, because that would make racists relatable. No. Also, the memes are gaining power. Soon, the memes shall direct our future.
Pedro makes a good point. When hasn't the Wall Street Journal killed children?
This is true.
I mean, the Wall Street Journal's been killing children since it got them caught in its paper makers.
Memes are the DNA of soul. Indeed. You're but a shadow of who you used to be. By unholy prophet 0060. The war has changed. But war never changes. Salem has been defeated, but at a great cost. The world has become ravaged by war, and its inhabitants struggle to survive. Ever since mankind found the killing power of rock and bone. The White Fang.
Look, humankind didn't need rocks and bones to figure out how to kill people. We did it with our fists.
What is this, Fallout Rubyverse?
Yeah, apparently. The White
Hold on.
Friendly
Fang.
reminder, don't buy Fallout 76 because the beta deleted itself off of people's computers.
Oh yeah, no, I canceled my pre-order like years, like fucking months ago. Because I'm like,
The
I'm
White
not buying this.
Fang.
I'm not buying this game until like the game is actually good. Hold
The
on,
White
my-
Fang have found a means of seizing the means of production. I mean, securing victory by traveling into the past.
Makes
the
sense.
White Fang have time travel? What kind of plot is this?
Sneaky, they stole a lot of time dust.
Wait, so is the White Fang a thing from Ruby, or?
So the
Yes.
White Fang
Okay.
is a terrorist group that is
It's a
supposed to
bunch of
represent
terrorist
black
furries who
people.
want people to stop mocking them
Yeah,
for self.
it's a furry terrorism group that think they're oppressed, but they're not. And
Well, I mean,
No,
okay, the
they're not
mining
at all.
ones are.
they are not at all. No, not even then. In the 4th season, Rooster Teeth had Jackie's say that all of the furries are paid the exact same as his human workers.
Yeah, but they put them in the mines to die.
Okay, miners die a lot in mines.
That's why you bring canaries.
But anyway, so point being is that Rooster Teeth has literally shot itself in the foot with the whole the furries are oppressed narrative, because they have their own island. They lost a war they were the aggressors in.
No, hold on, Sneaky. The island is not a good thing. The island is where they put all of them so nobody else has to see them.
Yes, because they started a war and lost.
So are they portrayed as good guys or bad guys in this?
The White Fang is portrayed as bad guys because apparently, basically imagine Antifa, but they're all furries and they have a victim. Oh wait, no, it is Antifa. Shit. Imagine Antifa, but they were actually living furries instead of just believing they were.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a reason I don't watch this show.
Yeah, and they're the bad guys, and apparently they have time travel now.
Okay, well, that's cool. I get it.
Yeah. Adam will stop at nothing until he kills the young Rose. Lucky for Ruby, she was sent a guardian of her own by her future self. This is literally Terminator. This is literally a shitty version of the Terminator.
When are we gonna get someone shotgunning Adam in the face? Because honestly, I'd love that.
Yo, can we get a Terminator Ruby crossover where Arnold Schwarzenegger just murders every problem in Ruby?
Can we just get Adam shotgunned in the face, please? And have him removed from the plot because he's a terrible character.
Yes, thank you, Tension.
What'd Tension say?
His name's not Adam Taurus, his name's Adam Bin Laden.
Oh
yeah, also the justification, which is straight out of like the Antifa playbook for why they're terrorists and blowing up towns and shit, is if they fear us, then we are equals.
Oh.
Except no one seems to have told them how the French resistance in Nazi-occupied Germany went.
It actually went exceedingly.
Let me finish.
Yeah, because the Americans showed up.
The early resistance.
Yeah,
where they just started killing officers, and that just sparked retribution killings. It's like an XCOM,
they were really good at it.
Yeah, they were, and then the Americans showed up.
Yeah, but it also caused mass casualties in the civilian population because the Germans just didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Okay, but the Germans were going to do that anyway.
Well, they weren't going to gas the French.
They were not going to gas the French. They were just going to turn them into slaves.
Well, that's why we fought a war with them.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Of course,
listen here. If anyone's going to abuse the French, it's us.
Exactly. We want to gas the French.
Okay,
no,
but maybe
we
not
want
yet.
to keep them in the baguette mines.
We just want to laugh at them.
Baguette mines.
We just want to laugh at them.
You don't think baguettes grow in fields, do you? You gotta mine them from the core of the earth. See, the closer you are to Satan, the tastier the baguette.
Indeed. Why would you go back in time to kill Ruby Rose when you can do a lot of other things that would help your cause a lot more? That's actually a fairly good point. Why would you go back in time to stop Ruby Rose? Like, literally, all you have to do to stop Ruby Rose from fucking up your plans is not start shit with Ruby Rose.
Kill Blake. Problem solved.
I mean, not even that. Just literally don't have Ruby involved.
Maybe they had a limited amount of time dust and they just had a single mission to go on.
Well, yeah, they could have gone back in time and been like, Adam seduces Summer, and now Ruby's half dog faunus or some shit.
Well, that takes work, though. Well, if some guy was like, you know what, screw your optics, I'm going in, and all he had was enough for one quick trip.
Besides, yeah, the only person Adam's interested in boning is his latest abuse victim.
Of
Which
course.
one is that now?
Son, I believe.
Blake.
Oh, Blake. Even though, you know...
Even though she literally punched him in the face and he ran away like a bitch.
You know, it's just...
It's...
Fucking
like
Adam is the abuse victim. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, Blake is clearly the abuser here because she kicks the shit out of Son all the time.
Well, see, that's just supposed to
I'm
be...
still so sad they wrote Son out.
Well, that was voice acting problems.
I know why he did it, but I'm sad because Son's like one of the only redeeming characters.
Okay, unfortunately, a lot of the gripes I have with the characters of Ruby are directly because of Rooster Teeth's inability to write, and I'm including Monty in that. He was great at fight scenes, not so much at
not
characters.
a good writer.
Can we hire an actual writer at Rooster Teeth, please?
No. That wouldn't be nepotistic.
I mean, let's be real. Rooster Teeth has always kind of been nepotistic. They just kind of got lucky.
Rooster Teeth was absolutely 100% nepotistic at all times.
Again, they just got lucky a lot.
Yeah, Sun's like the only redeemable part of pretty much all of RWBY.
Occasionally Yang.
Can't forget about Blake's ever-increasing harem. The pedophile terrorist lesbian.
Who should be in prison?
Some good representation there, Rooster Teeth.
So can I just say a gripe I have? I'm looking at this, and in the introduction, because they say they're okay getting polite and harsh criticism, the third sentence says "it's," and they use "it's" with an apostrophe before the S, and that is one of my major pet peeves when people don't use the proper form of "it's" in places.
Well, I mean, that's like basic shit that you can kind of like be like, okay, yeah, it's a little bit confusing. English can be hard.
Oh, hell yes! Sneaky, hold up. Important news. Warcraft 3 Remaster is happening.
Oh, no, it's garbage.
Oh.
What? What do you mean it's garbage?
Did you see what it looked like?
No! I only just heard about this.
Post screenshots. But yeah, 2 bombs wasn't enough. RWBY is America. No, see, the Veil they're French. Atlas is Germany. Mistral is apparently Japan, but also at the same time Greece.
But where's the series made? Is it an American anime?
American, yeah, they are Texas.
Oh, okay,
it is made in America.
Yeah, they're Texas.
Okay.
So, I would say so far, America's 1 for 2 on American-made anime. We have Avatar, which is fucking amazing, and we have RWBY, which is
there's Castlevania now as well. That was American.
You also can't forget that Crunchyroll, the one Crunchyroll's bankrolling is Magical Spice Girl, the SJW Tumblr.
Wasn't that
edition.
supposed to be terrible though?
It is. It's supposed to be like my Witch Academia, but SJW Tumblrina-ified. They're all gay and 9. And
why?
trans. Because progressivism.
What is progressive? What is progressive about this? I don't want to live in this world anymore.
You don't want to live with gay trans 9-year-olds? What are you, a
No.
bigot?
Color me that, I guess.
Oh, next you're gonna say you don't want more disabled characters in your medieval fanfictions.
I mean, at least that has some precedent.
Yeah, they're all dead.
No, occasionally they were able to convince people they were magic.
True. Castlevania is the only Texan-based animation studio I acknowledge. Fair enough.
Speaking of bad fanfiction, the writing in the Castlevania anime is fucking garbage. The animation's great.
Okay,
the battle scenes
okay, hold on.
No one's watching it for that. We're watching it for those great action scenes.
Oh, they're great. The problem is they're so few and far between.
There's like a few parts where it's like well written, but that's it, and it's mostly just a la carte. It's literally just Alucard's lines that are well written, and even then, it's just like it's
they knew where their
from,
bread.
like...
They knew which side their bread was buttered on.
Well, they turned Trevor into Captain Jack Sparrow, and I can't get over that.
Oh yeah, no, that's awful.
But back to your point on this fan fiction, Jorp. I've actually seen one author at one point say, "I want criticism. I want you guys to review and give me good harsh criticism so I can improve." And then the next line, "If you don't like this, don't read it." So criticize me a lot, guys, but I'm also going to ignore it and tell you to not review me if you don't like it.
Sounds about right.
Also, the reason why all RWBY fanfic, because we actually at one point had binge watched 1 through 3 and then gave up trying to watch 4 and then watched season 5 of RWBY.
I was gonna say, like, no, here's the thing. We were all 3 of us watching it, and we were sniping the ever-loving hell out of it. And season 4 happened, and we were just like,
what we realized...
So done.
What we realized was the reason why 99.99% of RWBY fiction sucks is because the source material is absolute garbage.
Like, some of it absolutely has to do with bad authors, but a lot of it is because the source material's not that... Look, mine and Max's is all right, and ours is a shitpost about two normal people who have absolutely no superpowers getting stuck there.
Well, I don't want to sound like an animation Nazi, but I took one look at RWBY and was like, nope, not watching this.
It has not gotten better.
Here's the thing. That's not an animation Nazi thing, because it's so...
Like, they didn't even
Berserk 2018 look better.
They weren't even able to edit faces. Like, they couldn't do facial expressions until this season. 6 years in, they finally figured out how to animate faces.
So why is the show so popular then? Because I know it's got a huge following.
Waifus.
Okay, so basically the thing is that it originally got some popularity from the fact that Monty Ohm was the one making it. And there was a decent...
Which is, to be fair, he had an excellent...
Yeah, he had a following because he was really good, quote-unquote, at CG animation.
Was he now?
Quote-unquote. Comparatively to other people, yeah.
He did a pretty good job.
And especially in the Microsoft-backed seasons of Red vs. Blue, there were some excellent fight scenes done by him. But when he moved off of Red vs. Blue, he couldn't use the same tools anymore or something like that. And so he started using hobbyist level tools instead of, the professional grade tools they use for, big projects. And the quality just fucking garbage tier. In terms of, quality. Just overall quality. But the reason why it continued to be popular was because 100% of the characters were cosplay bait.
Literally designed that way. By Monty's admission.
Like, some characters were even added to RWBY for just a single episode, like 2 minutes in a single episode, solely to fact to canonize them so people in the Rooster Teeth headquarters could cosplay as them, or their friends could cosplay as them. Like, there's one story where there's these twins that show up for like 30 seconds in the show. And they're only there solely because the two twin sisters, asked one of the people in Rooster Teeth to ask Monty to put in a character they could cosplay together as.
I legitimately hate everything about what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and that's why it stayed popular.
A lot of the designs are actually pretty cool, which is why they're good cosplay bait.
Yeah, like, they're actually good designs. It's just... that's all they have to them. We actually had paused at one point when we were watching, I think it was like season 2, and we were just commenting on all of their outfits and how freaking ridiculous they were. Like, one of the characters just has, for some reason, what's the word? Scarf just tied around their leg for no apparent reason. It's just there because reasons. One of them dressed up as a skimpy butler. It's just like,
who was the skimpy butler?
Blake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just for people that are supposed to be fighting creatures that are trying to annihilate humanity. They were awfully under-armored, unprepared, and exceedingly naive.
I mean, I salute you for having sat through this shit, you guys. I will pour one out for y'all because this sounds horrible.
Oh,
well, even we're gonna post our stuff, but no, apparently not.
We contacted Rooster Teeth. We got the response of check our agreement or whatever.
Their boilerplate TOS.
Their boilerplate TOS. So we looked at it.
Followed to the letter.
And followed, yeah, to the letter. Posted our videos. And they got copy striked.
Well, of course they did.
And because we aren't a monetized channel, we can't appeal it.
No, welcome to YouTube. That's how I've been talking about this, fighting this for ages now. It's the big folly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Welcome to YouTube. Fuck you.
Essentially, even
Wait,
creators.
Excuse the fuck?
What happened now?
I'm sorry, I looked at the author's note. Hello, fellow readers and authors. This is my crack at writing RubyFic with John as main protagonist. This story was inspired by Metal Gear Rising Reverence and Terminator, along with elements from other movies
Metal Gear
and
Rising
stories.
Reverence. That sounds like a really boring version of Metal Gear, where instead of becoming a cyborg, he becomes a priest.
What's our YouTube channel or Jorp's YouTube channel?
I can send him the link. I don't want to co-opt in the middle of your stream, but I'll send him the link on the Discord.
I'm saying, just drop it in the chat.
Discord, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I always feel like I never want to like advertise my own stuff on somebody else's.
No. Listen, I'm a massive shill. Go ahead.
We absolutely shall.
I'll send it on the Discord. I can't. It auto deletes any links that are put in.
Oh right, we have that because the people in our chat are terrible.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah,
I'll tag him in the Discord.
Yeah. Coralaron is a good source of Ruby content. Dude, Core's very hit and miss, and his newest stories I'm really not liking. Very bad tropes. Just very bad tropes. But yes. And then this is the key part here that I despise when people do this. This is my personal experiment to see how well I can stay on a fic before I lose motivation to write it. Okay, well then I'm never gonna fucking read this fic. It could be the best thing ever, but if you admit in chapter 1 that you're probably not going to bother finishing this...
Yeah, it's pretty mad.
That's not giving me a reason to take time out of my day to read your work, even if I was gonna be like, oh well, even if your story kind of turns me off, I'm still a little bit interested, so I'll leave some constructive criticism for you. It's like you're straight like, I'm probably never gonna finish this or even bother learning how to write a fic long term. So why am I giving you criticism then? If you're never going to commit to the bit, why would I bother helping you improve your writing? That's part of improving your writing, by the way, is actually finishing something. I know it's a bit ironic for me to say that, but I stopped my stories.
It's especially ironic for you to say that.
I stopped my stories. Not the Dark Souls one. I'm actually still writing that, just very slowly because life. I stopped writing my stories, not the ones that I did with you guys, but like my original fanfic stories. I stopped writing those, not because I was losing motivation for them or anything like that. I looked at them one day and I said, holy shit, these are freaking awful. Why did no one ever tell me these were bad? And I deleted them.
Somebody somewhere has saved those and will use them to bring you down.
I'm sure they will.
No. He publicly admits that they're garbage.
Like, the link to my fanfiction page is literally a trash can. I don't think I can get any more straightforward than that.
And like, even mine and Max's, we fully admit, everything we write is garbage. It's garbage.
I'm testing the waters for this story, so don't expect anything amazing.
I have to go, so I see you later.
Unacceptable. Bye.
That's right, run away.
I have work.
Unacceptable.
This is work.
Imagine going to work.
Imagine actually having a job.
Right?
What a normie.
Shaking my head.
No, I actually have to leave before 9 as well, because I gotta go to work too.
Yeah, you also gotta do your, oh, that's right, yeah.
Oh, no, I don't do anything major on Fridays.
Yeah, no, I was like, wait a second, is it Tuesday or Friday?
No, I have to go to the grocery store and pick up dinner and go do my actual job later, but, fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we do stop at 9-ish, so, I mean, we'll probably stop really soon, because this is just...
Oh, no worries, no worries.
This is just, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Night, the time when the sun sleeps and shattered moon glows. Oh, such as the fairy tale goes, as the historians would say. Oh, this is your opening line? This is your opening line? This is the first sentence that's supposed to make me go, I want to read more of this? Night, the time when the sun sleeps and the shattered moon glows?
I was curious if a shattered moon was like a Ruby thing, or if it was just a really stupid, like...
It's a Ruby thing.
Okay.
It's just like a really edgy Ruby thing in which they're like, Ruby's unique because half of the moon is blown up.
Well, wait, does this take place in the Dragon Ball Z universe?
No, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, because I remember when Piccolo, you know...
No, unfortunately, in the Rubyverse, everything happens because fuck you and what's consistency. And I'm not even kidding about that, unfortunately. Like, Rooster Teeth with the latest season has literally just taken consistency and been like, we don't need consistency anymore. We have a dedicated fan base of rabid dipshits.
Well, I mean, if all they care about is the cosplay anyway, you get an army of teenage girls watching 30-second YouTube clips.
I would say, to be fair, that's been getting less and less. Like, more and more people have been going, this is not good.
Yeah, and then, like, there's some you know, I'm just closing this because I just want to rant about Ruby and then we can all leave. Where's rant mode? I haven't turned that on a while.
You didn't even get to the best part, though, where the wind whistled wildly across the barren landscape and rain dropped from the sky as if the shattered moon was crying. The imagery here is like a Stephen King level, man.
Oh my god, dude, I hate.
Wait, I assume you're talking about after he went senile.
Yeah.
Like, you know, yeah, like, I love Stephen King, because he'll spend like a page and a half just describing what the fuck is going on in the environment.
I hate purple prose so fucking much. Because it adds nothing to the story. It's just...
Why would you say, like, look, as much as I loved the Redwall books as a child, you could probably cut out, like, 2 whole chapters from every book, just skipping the 17-page long descriptions of food.
Yeah, it's just... Oh, my god.
Tell me you didn't love The Long Patrol.
No, I liked all the books. I'm just saying, you could cut out, like, 2 chapters from every book by just skipping all the food descriptions.
No, you're right. Is that woman in your picture there on rant mode, is she naked, or is that just poorly done pants?
That's just really tight pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he talking about Jet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, those are just white tight pants.
Oh, you see it looks just like the color of her skin. I was like, what's going on over there?
So the title and the backstory of this picture is... local homeless man gets into battle royale with cyborg, crocodile, and robot with a innocent rollerblader as a casualty in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It looks, at least from my purview, like she's almost like kicking that thing back at whatever this
Oh no, she is.
She is.
Okay.
She's from Lethal League, the greatest fighting game that isn't a fighting game where you murder people with a baseball.
Indeed.
I've never heard of this. Lethal League?
Lethal League.
What?
It is hilarious.
It's fantastic. It's just so much fun.
Indie fighting video game, huh? Interesting. Yeah, no, I've never heard of this.
It is.
Honestly, I would just go for the new one, Blaze, because it's better and has more character. Almost nothing functionally changes about the combat.
Yeah, Blaze is literally Lethal League, but everything is better now.
Well, it's on PlayStation 4. I'll check it out.
Yeah. So anyway, so with everything wrong with Ruby, part 90,000.
Part of our ongoing angry.
Part of our ongoing angry rant about why Ruby sucks shit.
We can't say dick because we know there's Ruby fans that want that.
No, dude, they're all about the lesbian relationships.
Oh no, there's a lot of food sneaky.
Well, lesbian relations, they're like unicorns, so they don't actually exist in the real world.
Indeed. But yeah, no, the latest solution that Rooster Teeth had to their ever-shrinking fan base from the dissatisfaction of their inability to write, and their inability to animate, and their inability to be consistent with releases, and their inability to plan, and their inability to learn, and the general questioning of sentience.
I think we get the picture.
Yeah. So their response.
I was enjoying that purple prose.
Their response to the fandom and their plea for everyone to stay was basically confirming 2 of the fandom's favorite ships, which
no, not confirming them, just giving them plenty of fuel for it.
No, absolutely confirming them. There's literally no other way to confirm a relationship between Ruby and Weiss than having her semblance fuse the two into a giant swirling pile of white roses.
But Sneaky, at no point do they do anything romantic.
Well, of course not.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think you're reading too much into it from your own hatred.
You see,
I genuinely think that's the case.
You see, the problem here is they're trying to be PG still. Because they need literally every single person that has a pulse to watch their absolute garbage, because Ruby has become a majority of their income. They're actually a failing studio now.
They have Achievement Hunter. That still makes plenty.
They have a lot of people hired, my dude, and they keep giving.
You guys are making me
raises.
feel really old. I've not heard of any of these things.
Don't worry, I didn't know about Achievement Hunter either until they told me about it.
It's Rooster Teeth, and I'm looking at their website right now.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth. They originally started off as this little group of people. I wouldn't really even call them friends. They were kind of just like, hey.
No, they were all friends. They were literally all friends.
Well, they're not winning any.
They were all friends. Like, there's nothing to contest. They say they were friends. Since you aren't there and you don't know, you can't say they're not.
Anyway, so it started off as this group of friends that lived near each other, and they, well, except maybe like one or two of them, and they all liked Halo. So they just had this really cheesy, joke-filled show called Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, I know Red vs. Blue. I remember that.
And it grew more popular, and they tried adding plot to it, and they grew a fan base on it, and they got bigger and bigger, and they got money, and then they started getting, like, deals with Microsoft and Bungie and shit like that. And so they got better hardware, which got them more fans, and they had a webcomic going, they had a forum set up. And basically, they just kept getting bigger and bigger, and then at some point, they just stopped caring about what got them to that point, and they just started treating fans like absolute shit, and I guess the money went to their heads or something.
Oh, a classic story.
Hentai logic. No, why do you keep bringing up hentai logic?
Yeah, I pulled up their website. On the front, there's just their new series about some illegal immigrant or something. They're not winning any fucking bets with me.
Generation whatever it's called or something like that.
It's called RT Docs.
Generation Lock, where basically they rip off the robot characters from every other mech anime, pretty much without even recoloring them.
What do you mean RT Docs is about an illegal immigrant?
I don't know.
It's that hold on, I'll pull it back up. Something about this guy discovers his own immigration story mirrors that of the illegal immigrants who will risk everything to get into America.
Oh, yeah, they just went full
that's
progressive.
Probably Gus Sorolla, who's from Mexico and was one of the founding things, but RT Docs is not normally about that. Normally
okay.
It's just people in the company. In this case, it's probably just a guy who's from Mexico sharing his story.
But
his parents' story, rather.
Yeah, Genlock is going to be out. Genlock is the new mech anime they're coming out with, and it's going to be
I was excited because it was a mech anime, and then it looked terrible.
It is literally Diversity, the mech anime.
But that's not even what makes it look terrible. The animation looks terrible.
Well, yeah, obviously, but like even bad animation with a good story will make me watch it. This is literally a bad story with bad animation and purely social justice propaganda.
Okay, but in that case, why have you not watched things like the original Gundam?
Oh, because I just don't like mech animes. Like, I'm just not interested in mech animes.
I just saw a thing about hentai logic. I might be familiar with it. What exactly is that? If I look up that term, will I get something?
Don't encourage her, please.
Oh.
Jesus Christ, my internet died. What did I miss?
Isley's trying to spread her degenerate filth again.
What is she putting in the chat?
She's talking about hentai logic and ball sacks and breasts.
Isley, what have we told you about doing this while there are guests on the show?
I mean, if it's the idea that everything will degenerate itself into sex, then I suppose so.
But yeah, no, it's just.
Or woohoo, as we call it on Twitch.
It's so painful because there's so many animes and cartoons and whatever that I want to be good, and then they're not. They're just awful.
They're just bad.
Yeah. It's like I want some like I followed Rooster Teeth since they started off as a machinima.
Yep.
From machinima.com.
Yep.
Call back to all y'all 30-year-olds there.
Excuse me, excuse me, I'm offended by that. I'm only 24.
all y'all proto-boomers.
That's all right. I'm not 30 yet myself.
None of us are 30, but we're all proto-boomers here.
I'll take it.
But yeah, no. Back in those days, I've rooted for them since then because I thought their shit was funny, and I liked them getting bigger, and I liked them getting money for it, and I liked where they were going with it. And then I just lost interest when the comic artists just were like, yeah, we're moving on. I was like, oh, well, that was a big draw for me to check your webpage every day. Because I'm not a big community guy. I don't get involved in communities. I just
like I've never been a fan of something up to a point where I like go and talk about it daily.
Well, not even that. I don't. I have trouble joining a community, like based on just like one thing. Like, oh, I really like Rooster Teeth, and the Red versus Blue series. So I'm gonna go on the forums for Rooster Teeth and talk about Red versus Blue all the time, and other off-topic stuff eventually too. But it's just like
which makes an interesting juxtaposition with the fact that I mean, we as content creators are essentially trying to build up things like that.
We're essentially trying to build a community, but at the same time, though, it's not like I'm joining that sort of thing. I'm making this. It's a little bit different because I'm more invested in this naturally. The problem with joining a community is that you have to invest time and stuff into it, and sometimes it can go in directions that you don't like, and now you sort of lost that time.
Like, the people who show up to the show, no one is us. We are not under any illusion about that.
Yeah,
they're here because we are filling an underserved market need. That's why we get people.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, it's not like we didn't do this sort of thing before. Like, before we started this podcast, I used to bother the shit out of that and Max reading this stuff just over the mic when we were talking.
Yeah, in fact, Sneaky, did you tell him how we got started?
Yeah, man, give me the lore.
There really isn't much lore. We got pissed one night at this one fan fiction and then said, fuck it, we're doing this live. And then so
Sneaky,
we did.
You're also forgetting us getting lied to about Reaper sex.
Oh yes, the Reaper sex, the blue balling of the Reaper sex is what actually created this. We were promised Reaper sex in this one Mass Effect fanfic, and it never happened.
Because we were like,
angry.
we saw the tag and we were like, we have to know. We have to know.
But at the end of the day, I think the difference between me joining a community and me making a community here is that I honestly could not give a damn about the people here in terms of their opinions of either me, what I'm doing, or anything like that. Like I love interacting with people, but I've lost several people who disagreed with me, and I just said, look,
buddy, you're preaching to the choir.
I just told him, I was like, look, I don't give a shit about your opinion. I think you're wrong, and if you can't handle that, bye. I
am a conservative video gamer on YouTube. People come to see my video games, then when they see my politics, they run the other way.
Yeah, I was just saying, and here's the thing, right? It's difficult to say those words without sounding like that asshole at the Twitch panel who's like, I'm better than my audience.
I saw that video.
It's not that I
so
believe
bad.
I'm better than my audience.
Sneaky, I don't think you're saying that. I'm saying you have to be careful how we say.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I had to like pause there, because I was like, how do I best explain this? Like, I like the people. I like it when they come on, and I like when they say silly shit and when they add their own commentary in, because it keeps me going.
And we like it when Isley brings up her filth, so we can tell her to knock it
Whatever
off.
happened to Calvin? He dropped off the map. Well, he isn't German, so he might have been germified. And
that
Angela Merkel got him
in the morning for him, so he doesn't, come on often.
Yeah, it is like 3 a.m. for him. But like, I like it when the people come on, and it's great. They add some flavor to every podcast. But if they disagree with that, like I've had this before, where I've had a couple people who came on who liked my stuff, and then I disliked a certain fan fiction that they really enjoyed, and that was it. That was it for them. They couldn't handle me anymore. I was too critical. I was too excessive in my comments. And
that is sacrilege to some people, man.
No, that's why I'm here though, because fuck you, fuck your opinions. People hate me because I tell the truth.
Well, to be fair, sometimes you are pretty up your own ass.
Oh yeah, it makes you real. Like you don't ever want to end up like one of these fucking mundane mats. These people who literally just spout the most vanilla shit for seemingly no reason.
Well, see, there's the thing though, is that I'm never going to bow to another person's opinion. Obviously, unless it's it's like well worded and explains the logic and reasoning that can be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. You're right, and then I'll change my opinion. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, people dislike what I'm saying, so I'm gonna stop saying it. Fuck that.
What apparently what am I in the grand pantheon of Sneaky's delusions?
What is Jorp in my grand pantheon? He is clearly my imaginary friend who's just there to circle jerk with me, so I can feel better about all my opinions.
See, when they said pantheon, I assumed it was like a collection of Greek gods, and I was like, ooh, do I get Hermes? Do I get Aphrodite?
No. See, the tagline to my show is please, figments of my imagination. We are starting shortly. Calm down.
We got that slightly out of order how we actually have it written, but yes.
But basically, the original ongoing joke was that I am just speaking to the wind here. There's no one actually paying attention to what I'm saying. It's just me imagining people actually liking what I do. But you have to go. It is coming to 9 o'clock. I think we have waffled on long enough, and the chat seems to have completely taken an absolute different direction. Like we took a left at Albuquerque. They got on a rocket and went to Florida, and then
Nexus Rider 161. He has my attention.
To be fair, chat usually does that towards the end of the night.
Yes, Nexus indeed. Yes.
No, so I enjoyed the 3 paragraphs of fan fiction we got through.
I mean, that's basically what we do. Is that we get really derailed when we like. There's fics where we sit there and we read it because of just how awful it is. It's hilarious. And then there's fics that are just so awful that we just have to sit there and like, you know what? Let's talk about everything but this fic we're currently reading.
We'll talk about everything we can possibly think of. Just not touch the story.
Because sometimes there is stories out there that make you go, why did you do this? There's stories out there that make you go, why did you think that this would even be okay? And then there's stories out there that make you go, what in the unholy fuck did you eat for breakfast this morning that made you even remotely think this was all right to do? Because for some reason, somebody woke up out there and thought to themselves, you know what the world needs more of? Harry Potter, gay sex, incest porn.
Why wouldn't they?
You know?
Because clearly they think it's a great idea.
They are just filling a niche that doesn't exist, and fuck you if you don't like it.
Because, Jorp, as my tagline says, there's always more, and it always gets worse.